Good morning, folks. Actually, it's good afternoon. Well, I was in New London about an hour ago, and I ran into the landlord of the old house where my workshop used to be, and he was working at the laundry, and of course he's the owner of the house, which is going to be torn down. And my brother wanted some books over there that he wasn't able to take in a big move day. So he loaned me the keys, and I went up there, and I got the books. And I brought those over to my brother already. But guess what? This was in my photo room. This is only a small portion of what was in my photo room. A lot of these are family that either were not exposed good or weren't important or whatever, but I just figured I'd grab them. And a few were the 35mm slides, because I used to put slideshows on and stuff like that for family and friends many years ago, back in the 70s, as a matter of fact. So we're going to go through some of this stuff now. Like, I need to take this stuff home like I need a third hole in my head. I already got two in there for bringing back the projectors. Now I'm going to have another hole in my head, and because, I don't know, my brain's supposed to be leaking out or something, because I ain't got no room for this stuff. But I know I spent a good hour in the photo room alone picking up this stuff. So I'm going to take it out to the bench outside here, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I got. First of all, I've had this for many years. My aunt used to have a camera like this where you hold it and you look down. I even got the book on it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I got that. Then I got an Avigo 8 and 16mm film splicer. I had several splicers that I've used throughout the years. And then I've got the mate to the Revere 85. This is a Revere 8mm wind-up movie camera. Also looks like it's going to rain. It's supposed to today. Now, these are some of the, like this one says silence please. I used to put slideshows on, and I used to have these things in the slideshow. I got some more splicing tapes. I just grabbed a bunch of stuff that I used to shoot. This is ASA 25 slides, 35mm. This was shot in 1972. I used to use the Ektachrome 160 film. And in this bag here is a bunch of leader tape and stuff like that. And films, air show that I went to back in the early 70s, Sturbridge Village. These are just leftover things that I took and put the best parts on. I had shot at f2.7 Triax pan film, regular 8mm, but I figured I'd grab these things so I could run the projector and sacrifice these, or even sacrifice this material here. It's not a big deal. Let me stop this a minute here, and I'll get some of this stuff out of the way, and I'll show you what else I got underneath here. Well, it looks like it's going to rain any minute. A lot of this stuff I got given to me. This is Super 8. I got this given to me. I can't think this is a regular 8. This stuff I used to like. This is Super 8. This is Super 8. I'm not sure without my magnifying glass here what this one is. Castle Films, that's Super 8. I know maybe I don't have any regular 8. I thought I grabbed these. That's Super 8. Nope, I don't. I thought for sure I'd have some regular 8 here. I don't. Everything's Super 8. These are all Super 8. I used to save matchbooks, not that I smoked, at different places that I stayed at. Bell's Spring Manor, not sure where that is. Marketville, PA, I believe it is. Wheeling, Holiday Inn in Wheeling, I've stayed there. Channel 7, WTRF TV, that's Wheeling's television station. R&R Motel in Dayville, West Virginia. Alice Springs, Motel. I have a lot more. Here is an old light meter. This was given to me by a guy who's long since passed on. He was heavy into photography. He gave me that. I never used it too much because I bought a light meter which is in this here mess somewhere. Even I got a projection lamp here, a DAK. That's I can't read that. I think it's a 500 watt. And I found some more splicing tapes, and I found some photos. I didn't want to let them go with the house. I don't even know what's in them. They are family, though. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they are family. This is all splicing tape here. I mean, leader material and films. There might even be some regular 8 in here. This is Super 8, I can tell by looking at it. They got the small sprockets. Yeah, that's Super 8 right there. This is Super 8. Here's another matchbook. I don't know. Tennessee, I think. Some lens tissue. I don't know how good this stuff is really. I always fear that this might scratch the lens. And some audio tapes, some more audio tapes. These are the unit I gave Dan, Cool Blue Lights. I used to use these slide narration tapes in my cassette recorder that automatically on the right channel had a tone that would advance the slide. That's that unit that I gave Dan there when he came up last in that blue vinyl case, that great big humongous thing. And I used to put slideshows on, and I used to just put the cassette in, and I could literally walk away and let the narration, the music, and my commentaries, everything was all on tape, and the whole thing would go automatically, as I built an automatic slide changer that worked to operate my GAF slide projector. So that's what these tapes are here. And there's some more films in here. I'm hoping I can run into 8mm, but it looks like everything I got here is Super 8. Everything's Super 8. So I'm not going to be able to try out. I was hoping I'd be able to try out that projector for you guys that are watching this video. But we're not going to be able to do that today. By the way, the projector is really quiet. The second time I oiled it, it improved substantially. And I've been watching other people's videos on the Revere 85, and they all are fairly noisy, some more than others. Some slow down when you kick it in gear, others don't, or very, very little. So it depends on the machine, I guess, but I'm talking about the Model 85 Revere. So you do have to keep them oiled, and I guess this one really needed oil. So anyways, this is a, like I say, this is a regular 8 wind-up movie camera. And I'm going to show it to you now. I really should put this on a tripod. I'm always telling people to please use a tripod, but I try not to move the camera around. When you start panning all over the place, I get sick to my stomach. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to wind it up, and then I'll show you the how it works. It's not really that hard to use. Okay, first of all, you just wind this right here. I didn't wind it all the way up. And you've got an indicator as how many feet are left on it. And you got the settings for 12 frames a second, 16 frames a second, and 24 frames a second. So 16 is the standard speed for a regular 8. And then you want to run it all right. The heck is the... Okay, here it is right here. You listen to it? You can hear it? It's fairly quiet. To open it, remember now, I haven't played around with this thing in a long time. And here's the hinge here. I think this probably opens it. Yeah. Alright, what you do, and it's missing the take-up wheel. You got the claw right here that advances the film. This is the take-up right here. This is the claw. You might be able to see that moving right there. And what these were is, you'd get the film, it'd come in a little black container, a little smaller in diameter than this, and it was 16 millimeter. And what you do is you'd run it through once till the end, and you swap the reels, and then you'd run it through the second time. So what you had is 16 millimeter wide film recorded half on one side and half on the other. In other words, half on this part here and half on this part here. And what they would do in the processing lab, they'd run it to a machine and slice it right down the middle. So it's 8 millimeter. It was originally 16, it's 8 millimeter. They'd splice them together, and therefore you would have an 8 millimeter film 50 foot long. And it would run for 3.5 minutes approximately. Well, that's your education for today. It looks to me like it's going to rain. It's supposed to today, so I'm going to put this stuff away in the shed. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do with all this? I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I couldn't let it go to with the house. I got to close this up properly. Although without the take-up, you got to have a take-up reel, and it's proprietary to the camera. I used to have a hand-crank Brownie Fun Saver that cost me $20, $19.95 to be exact, back in 1964 when I first started doing films. And it was a black box, and you probably are familiar with them. I made a video quite a few years ago on my films and my movie cameras and stuff. And if you want to look back on it, you can. But anyways, this I probably picked up at a yard sale. I never actually owned this particular type of camera. And like I say, this light meter was given to me with the instructions. I got the original instructions right here. I figured I'd rescue this from the house. The landlord was really nice and let me go through there. As a matter of fact, if I wanted to probably get some more stuff out of there, I'm sure that he would. But he happened to be working down on the laundry doing some maintenance. And so he's very hard to get a hold of, and the chances of me finding him again is going to be extremely slim. So I just wanted to get these out of here. And as far as this is Super 8, stuff like this, I'll be able to run in a Super 8 projector, but that GAF that I showed you needs work, so I wouldn't even attempt to run that through. I was hoping I had some 8 millimeters, but I guess I gave them away like everything else. I let the guys go through the photo room too, and pick out what they wanted. So this was what's left over. So I want to thank you for watching. You have a good day, everybody. And if I can find some 8mm movie film and I get the projector cleaned up, the gate cleaned out, which is not too hard to do, I will run some film to it and put that on video. Until then, thank you for watching. Have a good day. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you do, please do not name it after me.